Fed a bunch of cows in my life, but I ain't fed too many bees, boys. What's this? What's the smoke right there?
It's pine pellets.
Pine pellets.
Calm them down. Everybody claims that they think it's a fire and it makes them feedy frenzy, but it's basically masking their pheromones, their defense pheromones, so they don't eat you slap up.
I don't want to eat me none of it.
No. Like you see what I was talking about, drawing it out? See how they're starting to pull that out a little bit? See, that's wax coated.
Okay.
That's got beeswax on it, and they're starting to pull the comb out, is what they're doing. So that sugar water will help them. See, they're actually putting a little nectar in there. See the wet spot in it?
Yep. So they look healthy?
We're fitting to get down in them.
Oh, that's just the...
This is the top box.
Oh.
I always start to the outside, or I always do, because you stand a chance of rolling. You roll bees and roll the queen. See, all that's nectar that they've stored.
So
that's honey. That's why I was saying they were heavy. Should be pretty heavy.
So that's honey.
That's honey, yeah.
So what does a bee do that for? So, I mean, if we wasn't stealing it from them,
A honeybee's the only one basically that makes more than they need.
Okay.
Like a wasp, if you ever notice a wasp nest or stuff like that, they don't have honey stored.
I don't study them very much, Jared.
You know what I mean.
So they use it for the winter when
they'll feed their stores. They're heavy. They use it to eat.
Okay.
Eat it. So that's what we're offsetting. And the honey's better. I mean, all natural. That's brood. That's baby bees. And if you can look.
Oh, that's baby bees.
Yep.
Not honey.
All right, now look. You see the edge of that right there? You see look like a little grain, like a little extra smoke. That is an egg. All right. Then you look at the piece that kind of looks like the jelly in the bottom with a little worm in it. That's your larva. All right. The cap stuff all in the middle. That is your pupa. There, that's a drone. And everything else is your females.
That's one male?
That's one male. All your drones, the drones are males. Everything else is all females. Your worker bees are female bees.
So where's the honey at on this?
Right up at the top, this right here.
Just that.
And basically that honey works as an insulation too. It keeps the temperatures right around the edge of around the brood and stuff, because they got to keep that brood.
And
I think it's
they want to make baby bees for
to grow the population.
Okay.
And then when the stuff starts slowing down, then she'll quit laying and reduce the population of the bees back.
Where's the queen at?
We're working.
He's trying to find it for you. They look like they like the middle better. There's more and more bees.
Well, there's brood. They're feeding the baby bees and keeping the temperature right. That's what they're doing.
Okay.
So those are all babies right there?
Yep. And now look in the center that's open and see them little specks down in the bottom. Look like little grains. They're little small grains of extra little rice. Those are eggs. So she's done laid that after them have hatched. She's done laid that back up.
And one queen per hive?
She'll lay up to 2,000 eggs a day. And she breeds, she don't breed but about the first 5 days, or about between 5 and 10 days old. She breeds for about 5 days, and then she don't never breed again, supposedly. But they got to have we got to have a sufficient.
What is this right here?
Just a worker bee. But you can see all the larvae. That little gel is in the bottom. Yep. That's all baby. That's the second stage of bees. But you want to be careful.
Here at God's Country, we have tame bees. They don't bite.
Shh, don't jinx us yet. See, she got all that laid in there. See all the little specks down in the bottom of the
outside?
holes? No, the inside.
I sure could use that smoker there and make us feel a lot more comfortable.
You'll be all right.
Because I just
with
told all these people we had tame bees, but I'm
You can go in there with a wild hog and you worried about these little old bees.
Yeah, well, there's millions of them right here.
That ain't millions.
So all this
They're about 60,000.
That's honey?
Yeah, that's nectar. And then all your yellow in the bottom's pollen. See all that yellow packed in there?
Yeah.
Right in here. Because the pollen's got the protein. Is where they get their protein from.
So do you ever pull the bottoms?
No.
You just pull the extra.
We'll pull the extras.
Up here.
But like this, we will let this one needs to grow in. That will be one. That will be what we call a store and a half.
Okay.
And then we'll put supers on top come next spring or the
Okay.
fall.
Okay.
If they get to that point, and they should, as long as we'll feed them and let them start drawing that out to where they can grow bigger is what I'm getting at.
So like the rain, it washes the
The
pollen,
rain washes your pollen and nectar content out. It would mess the honey flow up,
so it slows them down.
slows them down. Because
And that's why we're
Yeah.
helping them right now
Yeah.
because it's been raining so
yeah,
much.
that, and then we're wanting them to draw that brand new plasticell out faster.
Okay.
We're trying to stimulate them to get
Because
them.
we're feeding a little earlier than what you normally
Yeah.
would, wouldn't you?
Well, we a little bit trickled in late, and they did so much, so good. They did so good in the spring. They packed down faster than they should have, basically,
Okay.
before we could get more bee boxes back on them.
Now is she noticeably bigger? Like
Yeah.
all that's honey though, right?
That's all honey. That's all
Which
honey.
side would you scrape?
None of this.
Well,
the
you
top.
wouldn't, but you would scrape the side that, scrape the side that's capped, basically. I don't see no
What
eggs
is-
in there.
Swarm, does that mean just
The
left
poppy,
to hide?
they would have left. And that this year, for some reason, a lot of them, I say a lot of them, they've been really swarmy. And then you got that jerry rig stuff, we need to rotate that out.
What does that mean?
What is that?
That, where they didn't draw it right like it should be.
That's not all the eggs?
That's all baby bees, yeah. But it's not, she could have left, did that and then swarmed. But she's here. You see all the eggs? See all the eggs on that?
Mm-hmm.
No.
She's in there.
You don't see all the eggs in that whole frame?
Got little dots.
Oh, those little dots are eggs?
Yeah, that's what he keeps telling me.
They're standing straight up, so she
I
ain't
seen a
long
little
been here.
worm thing in there.
Well, that's what, she ain't
Yeah.
long been here. Because they're standing straight up. It's hard to, when they lay down, that means they're a little bit older. But you see how most of them standing straight up in the center of that thing?
Mm-hmm. So she's there somewhere.
Yeah, she's here. And it's uniform.
Is anybody else nervous?
Yeah, very.
No, y'all are
Okay.
fine.
See, if I heard that just walking around the woods, I'd just blow the whole thing up.
You probably should, because that's probably yellow jackets.
Yeah. The thing about it, the yellow jacket is the yellow jacket can keep stinging you. These won't sting you but one time. Because their stinger's barbed.
It pulls their guts out
And
of
it
them.
pulls their guts, that pulls away. So you don't never, if you get stung by a honeybee, don't squeeze it, because you'll watch that little, I guess, the little venom pouch or whatever you want to call it, sit there and pump like a heartbeat. You don't squeeze it, you just rake it with your fingernail. If
That's
not,
good
you're
to
going to
know now,
squeeze it
huh?
all in there.
After we're standing here
Yeah.
for 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Now, is there two queens? One for this and one for
One
that?
in each one. Yeah.
Each house has a queen.
Each house has a queen, and I've seen it before during the honey flows. Like if she'll get to where she's not productive, like they want her to, then they'll basically raise their own and kill her off.
How do you make queen?
A queen. All of these could have been queens, but they basically are fed more the royal jelly and everything. Got more nutrients and protein as a 3-day-old egg or a 2-day-old egg, and it helps develop her. It basically sets something off and it develops her, there she is.
Where?
Find her, y'all.
The one with the little.
Nope, she's in the middle. She's going up to the top. Ooh, I got one right there.
Holy Schmidt.
Little long-tailed heifer, right there.
Oh,
Tiger
yeah.
tail.
I see her. You see her right here, Justin?
Here, we'll get a little closer to you. You see her right there? She's climbing.
She's got some
Little,
Brammer cross.
little
in
tiger
her.
tail in her, yep. Well, Woods queen.
Yeah, she's a lot
She's a
different.
flatwoods from
Yeah.
Florida,
She come from Florida.
Central Florida
See her?
flatwood heifer. She'll catch you if you
Right
ain't
there.
careful. Okay.
So
Those
you
what
wouldn't take nothing from the bottom, only honey from the top?
Yeah. Which we won't mess with the top on this one because I want them to be able to get enough population.
We want them to be like, how many more
This-
times than that?
Well,
Of
we want them. We want this top box full. They got sufficient amount of bees in the bottom, but we want the top to be about the same, draw it out full, and then we'll exclude it and super it, and put a super. We won't on the new stuff. We won't put excluder at first. See how that cleared on out, and it's barely got any sugar on the bottom. But look at the sugar ant stuff, which they'll be your best friend. It's the bull ants you got to worry about. And come by and check, because the coons will knock them off too. used to
We,
have a
we
problem
do
with
a
them
lot
down here.
of trapping, live trapping on the coons to help the population of the turkeys because
Thank you.
a coon is probably the worst animal
I've put them
on the.
I've put them on, but put my jars or jugs on before and come back 2 hours later and half of them strung through the bushes because they'll bust them. If they can't get the lid off, they'll pull them off and slam them.
Yeah.
The bees won't mess them up?
They will. Possums and skunks will eat bees. They'll actually come here and stick their arm in that front entrance
Both of them are bad on nesting animals too,
Yeah.
for like our turkeys. We
Yeah. So we try to get rid of what we can. I know they say they're good for ticks and that, but I'll take a tick over than messing with the bees.
I don't
We
think
gotta
they
have,
actually
we gotta have these. If we didn't have bees, we'll be in trouble.
because nothing would pollinate,
It would
right?
pollinate. You gotta have
Cross-pollinate?
bees a lot to pollinate a lot of the crops.
Yeah.
That's like the almonds, where they say it takes like 1.8 million hives of bees to pollinate the almonds in California the first of the year. They ain't but like 2.6 or 2.8 in the United States. And they migrate, they semis and semis and semis of bees that goes out there. Because California ain't got that many.
Almonds are good.
Almonds are good.
We better keep our bees healthy, boys.
And it ain't just that, your watermelons.
here?
Yeah, I always just turn them up, keep the water out of them.
All right. Well, thank you, Mr. Jarrett.
Yes, sir. You got it now? Do I need to come back and help you, or you think you got it?
Well, maybe a couple more classes.
Okay.
More classes.
Okay. We'll get her taken care of.
So,
Hopefully this spring coming up, we can have some God's Country honey in the lodge.
ooh, that Tilton honey's pretty
It's
good.
good.
Too.
I mean, I know I'm cutting my own throat, but I just.
yeah.